FDR, Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Ray Charles. What do these inspirational figures have in common? Each of these men are gifted, yet each of them also have a disability. These individuals are twice exceptional. What is twice exceptionality? Defining twice exceptional is challenging because there is such a wide range in the disabilities that can accompany a student's giftedness. The Colorado Department of Education defines twice exceptional as gifted and talented in one or more areas of exceptionality, specific academics, general intellectual ability, creativity, leadership, visual, or performing arts, and also identified with a disability defined by federal/state eligibility criteria.
According to the National Education Association's publication, The Twice Exceptional Dilemma, there are 6 types of twice exceptionality. Gifted students with physical disabilities, with sensory disabilities, with high-functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome, with emotional and or behavior disorders, with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or with learning disabilities. Identification of a twice exceptional child is more difficult than one might think. A gifted student with a hearing impairment may be so good at reading lips that we might not notice that they have a hearing problem for years. Visual motor issues may manifest as a child that appears to possess poor balance, poor pencil grip, a delayed choice of handedness, difficulty cutting or drawing simple figures, and so on.
Students who are twice exceptional but have not been identified fall into 3 categories. In the first category, the child has been identified as gifted yet has a disability that has not yet been identified. In the second category, a specific disability has been identified. However, the child is gifted and has not been formally labeled. The final category of unidentified twice exceptional students consists of those students who have not been identified as either gifted or disabled because the 2 components mask each other. There are paradoxical behavioral signs that may suggest that a child is twice exceptional. A child may have an excellent long-term memory, yet a poor short-term memory. A child may have an extremely extensive vocabulary in conversation, however, his or her written vocabulary may be much less complex. A child may understand complicated abstract concepts, but have difficulty with simple progressive materials. Sometimes twice exceptional students have keen hearing while exhibiting poor auditory memory or listening skills. These contradictory indicators may suggest that a child should be further evaluated for both giftedness and a disability.
There is no single identification method for twice exceptional students. In most cases, a combination of tests are necessary along with other observed data. Intelligence tests such as IQ tests and achievement scores are typically used. The Wechsler intelligence scales are the most frequently used intelligence tests and can be used in modified form for students with disabilities. Another method of identification is through observation. Self-nominations have also been found to be valuable methods of identification. The Renzulli Creative Scale, the Torrance tests of creative thinking, parent and teacher checklists are also used. Once a child is identified twice exceptional, it is imperative that a detailed plan be developed for the success of the student. To ensure their success in the classroom, both the child's giftedness and his or her ability must be addressed. Educators must design an individualized plan to help these students based on their area of disability while designing a more rigid, challenging plan for their giftedness. Teachers must also be educated on different types of characteristics of students that require accommodations. In addition, teachers should be educated on what types of accommodations are appropriate for different learning disabilities.
Several best practices for the classroom have been identified as successful in meeting the needs of twice exceptional students. These students frequently succeed when they are given the opportunity to integrate technology into their lessons. Interdisciplinary lessons assist in linking various subjects. Allowing twice exceptional students to explore areas in which they have a strong interest and to learn through discovery have proven successful. Likewise, allowing students to excel in areas of interest through clubs, extracurricular activities, mentorships, and online learning provide enriching opportunities. Gargiulo states 4 main things to remember when teaching twice exceptional students. They need focused attention for the development of a gift or talent in its own right. The twice exceptional students require a supportive environment that values and appreciates individual abilities. Students should be given strategies to compensate for their learning problems as well as direct instruction in basic skills. And finally, they need to become aware of their strengths and weaknesses and be helped to cope with the wide discrepancy between them.
The competing views of giftedness and disability can channel a student's frustrations into a score of social and emotional issues. Twice exceptional students are exceptionally aware that they are different than others in their peer group. The gifted disabled students may feel alone, ostracized, and depressed. They could become more isolated or try to hide their own talents in order to fit in with their friends. They might even see themselves as being below average or be told that by parents, teachers, or peers. In these situations, it is crucial that we as teachers address these issues. It may be best to group the child with peers who have similar disabilities and similar goals and interests so that they will not feel alone. Coaching them for social interactions can help overcome their lack of experience in social situations. The other children in the class may also need some sensitivity training in order for the student to empathize with those who are disabled. Parents of twice exceptional children must be an advocate for their child. If parents suspect that their child is gifted with a learning disability, they must insist that the child be evaluated so that accommodations can be taken in the classroom. Since twice exceptional children face many social and emotional challenges, it is important that parents to help the child in developing a higher self-esteem and to praise his or her strengths.
Intelligence is not one-dimensional. It is a common belief that students with disabilities are, by definition, not gifted. To the contrary, this is a misconception that unfairly singles out a student's disability without taking their giftedness into consideration. Given that these children satisfy the criteria for both gifted and disabled, these students face the difficulties of both at the same time. As teachers, we must be able to cater to their academic, emotional, and social needs. We must be able to properly identify the gifted despite their disabilities and our own misconceptions. When identified, teachers must then be able to accommodate for both their giftedness as well as their disabilities, both academically and emotionally.